match opponent in the Baltimore Ravens. Paul, my big question for you on the Ravens-Steelers game is, what do we take away from Lamar Jackson through 5 weeks? Because so far, ever since they've started to play real NFL defenses, he hasn't looked good. So if I'm a Ravens fan, talk me off the cliff right now as to why I should still have a lot of confidence in Lamar Jackson and my offense.
Yeah, so right now when I think of Lamar Jackson, a certain Katy Perry song comes to mind called Hot and Cold. I don't know if you may know of it. But he's so on, so off. That'll probably be the intro song this week now. Just a banger. But no, I'm joking around. He's so hot and cold with when he's playing a good team. He's similar to Kirk Cousins, and when he plays a good team, he's not good. But when he plays a bad team, he looks like he's a franchise quarterback that you want to sign to big bucks.
The Dak Prescott wavelength.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of my takeaway on it. I think he still has a lot of potential. He shows a lot of growing room. He shows that he can pass the ball. So, yeah, if I were talking to you off a cliff, that's what I'd say. And for the Steelers, I mean, it's ugly at this point. Their season is over. Who was that? Mason Rudolph that went down.
Went down
to see that. Yeah, you hate to see that. Having to walk off the field without a face mask, like you feel for the guy. Really happy to know that he's doing better at home at this point, but it's a bummer for the Steelers. But no, I mean the Ravens are better than I expected them to be at the end of the day. So that's my takeaway.
Quickly, I want to congratulate the Miami Dolphins on stealing a top 10 pick for the from the Steelers. I mean,
oh yeah.
Is there any way the Steelers win 6 games this year? Like, is there any way they get to 6? Like if I gave you the line of 5.5 for the Steelers win-loss, are you taking the over?
No, I don't think so. At this point, they're 1-4. So
5.5. So they're guaranteed the win. Their winnable games they have left are Dolphins, Bengals, Cardinals, and Jets. That's 4. So if we assume they win all 4 of those,
they need to squeak out another win somewhere, which I don't think they're going to do.
If they win all 4 of those, that means they have to beat one of the Chargers on the road, the Colts, the Rams, the Browns twice, the Bills, or the Ravens. So they have to win one of those games to get to 6, assuming they win all their easy games.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
And we say easy game about the Jets, but the Jets could easily win 6 games once Darnold gets back. So
yeah, exactly.
It's not.
Yeah, considering once Darnold's back, it's not much of an easy game. Like, yeah, I'd take the under on that one 9 out of 10 times.
So, I just want to congratulate you guys on a top 10 pick, because if you go 5-11, at best, that's a top 10 pick. But jokes aside, and making fun of the Steelers aside, for Lamar, I'm concerned because the Ravens adverted back to the offense they ran last year, which was a whole lot of Lamar running power in this game, which, although can be successful at times, is not a sustainable way to run an NFL offense. The sustainable way to play with Lamar was the way they were playing against the Dolphins and Cardinals. The concern was it was the Dolphins and Cardinals, and we weren't sure if he could keep it up against real NFL teams. And so far, make fun of the Steelers all we want, but the Steelers have a real NFL defense.
Yeah.
The Steelers have players on that side of the ball. Like, they traded for Minka to complete that defense. That defense is legit. And 3 straight weeks, Lamar has not played well against a legitimate defense. Now, you could chalk this particular performance, since this is the worst one by far, to the fact it's the Steelers. And if anyone's going to know how Lamar Jackson plays and how to stop him, it's going to be the Steelers. That's who they would have spent all offseason trying to figure out.
Yeah.
So in terms of Lamar, I'm concerned, but I'm not going to give up on him. I think the benchmark games will be not next week when they play the Bengals. That's going to be a slap fest. But 4 of their next 5 after that, actually 5 of 6. Ooh, actually, you know what? 6 out of 7 games. I'm sorry, I'm going through their schedule right now. Once they play the Bengals next week, they go at Seattle, bye, home versus New England. Then they get the Bengals again. Okay. Then they go Houston at home, at the Rams, Niners at home, at the Bills. At the end of that 6-game stretch of hard teams in 7 weeks, I guess 8 weeks because of the bye, I think then we're going to know where the Lamar Jackson experience is headed.
Yeah.
Right now, the stock is declining. People are starting to sell a little bit. We'll see if it starts to rise back up to where it was back when they were playing the Cardinals and it looked like Lamar Jackson was going to the Hall of Fame. You have any other thoughts on this game?
Else.
Are you okay?
I don't really have too much to say. And do you?
No. Let's move on because I think we covered that one pretty good, especially when we started diving into the team schedules.